going on, guys? It's Mike G here, back with the official UFC 252 Stipe versus DC tips, picks, and predictions. I am so hyped up for this card. We have an amazing lineup. We have the trilogy of Stipe versus DC to determine who's going to be the greatest heavyweight of this era. We have the return of Sugar Sean O'Malley versus a proven opponent, Chito Vera. Dangerous fight. We have Dvalishvili. The hype train is real behind that guy too. We also have Junior Dos Santos, Rozenstruik. This is a hype card. This is an amazing card. I've been in the film room breaking down these guys' last 2, 3, 4, 5 fights, making sure I see what each fighter's strategy is going to be coming up in the smaller cage. We know it's a smaller cage, so we got to take that into account. Helping you guys see whether you should take an over, under, maximizing your money. Don't just throw it away willy-nilly. We want to take smart, safe bets here on this card. If you've been tailing us here at Frosty Inc., I do apologize for not dropping the last 2 cards. I really couldn't get hyped up for the cards. I thought they were kind of weak, and I have been back in the office, plus I've been working out more, so balancing everything has been a little bit difficult, but I promise I am back. This is my Frosty promise that I am back until Gaethje Khabib. I am doing every event all the way until Gaethje Khabib, guaranteed. So we're gonna keep making this money. You know it. You know we're gonna make a lot of money. We have another can't lose parlay coming up. So if you appreciate what I'm doing, I'm a one-man unit. Like I said, I do this all for you guys. So please drop me a like, comment, and subscribe. It means the world. It helps the channel out a lot. And let's just keep getting this money and stay frosty.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is...
Okay, for the second fight of the card, we have Merab Dvalishvili versus John Dodson in another stacked bantamweight fight. The bantamweight division is on fire. We have another huge hype train, Merab Dvalishvili, coming in at -225 currently. I caught it around -190 when it first dropped because I'm big on Dvalishvili, but I think 225 is a little bit big juice to lay. But you know, like they say, it's not juice if you win. So Dvalishvili is the safe bet here. I think you going via decision is a very safe play as well. So on my official play is going to be Merab Dvalishvili via decision. Put 1 or 2 units on it. Don't be surprised if John Dodson stays up in this fight here and there because he's very elusive and he does know how to box. So he can sleep Merab. That's the one thing I'm a little bit worried about. But I think this is just going to be another domination by Merab, and he's going to do what he usually does. Take the fight to the ground, try to ground pound, not really submit, just pretty much stall it out. Merab Dvalishvili via decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is...
Okay, for the third fight of the night, we have Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Junior Dos Santos in a heavyweight bout. This one should be exciting. These guys don't go for takedowns. These guys are both stand-up specialists. Rozenstruik suffered his first career loss versus the monster Francis Ngannou. So Rozenstruik is an absolute beast. He just lost to somebody that's just unreal. Ngannou's out of this world. So that was kind of, you know, we'll just scratch that one. Junior Dos Santos has lost his last 2 via knockout. He's aging. I think he's just on a slide. He does have more experience than Rozenstruik. So if you want to take the experienced guy, take Dos Santos. But in this one, I can't roll with a guy who got knocked out his last 2 outings going against a very experienced striker. I think you can go with Rozenstruik via KO. It's only -150, I think, for Rozenstruik right now. It's going around there. So I think you can take Rozenstruik just straight money line. But if you want to bump up the odds, juice it up, take him via KO because Dos Santos has a weak chin. So this is going to be a stand-up war where I think Rozenstruik KOs him. And that's the official play.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is...
Okay, for the co-main event of the night, we have the Sugar Show, Sean O'Malley versus Chito Vera in a bantamweight contest. Both these guys are up-and-comers in the bantamweight contest on big winning streaks, so this is going to be a huge matchup. I think the Sean O'Malley hype is real. I'm very big on this guy. I told everybody on Twitter, on my Twitter account, when it first dropped, it was at -230. I told everybody to jump on that right now because it was going to get ballooned up. So if you jumped on it at -230, followed my advice, good job, salute to you, because that's right now it's sitting at minus 330, minus 350, depending where you want to catch it. So I caught it at minus 230. I also caught it at minus 280. But if you want Sean O'Malley, you know you can take him via knockout. And one thing you know, Sean O'Malley's going out there to knock him out. You know one thing, two people that you can absolutely guarantee in the sport. A couple people you can. I don't want to just say two people, but one of them is Gaethje, one of them is Sean O'Malley. They're coming out there to strike. They're not about that taking down stuff. Sean O'Malley is gonna be out there swinging. Chito Vera is the real deal. I don't think Sean O'Malley's overlooking him though. This guy is the real deal. Trust me. Bet Sean O'Malley. This is a max bet for me. It's a parlay piece on my tickets. A lot of my tickets. Sugar Sean all day, every day. Stay frosty.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is...
Okay, for the main event of the card, we have Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier to determine who is the greatest heavyweight of all time. I am so excited for this fight. We have a grudge match. These guys are 1-1 going into the... So the winner of this takes the last two. That's just how it works. They become the champ. This is going to be amazing. Is Daniel Cormier going to go out as a two-time heavyweight champ and two-time light heavyweight champion, four-time totals champ, or is Stipe gonna continue his legendary run at heavyweight? These guys have a bad blood as well. Stipe thinks that after Cormier won the first time that he ducked him for his rematch. The champ should get an immediate rematch in my eyes if it's close, but Stipe didn't get his rematch for a long time. So I think Stipe really held that one in account. That's still in his mind, and Daniel Cormier has been taking shots at Stipe. So this is bad blood. This grudge match is going to be super amazing, guys. In this one, I think the safe bet is over 2.5. I think over 2.5 is an amazing bet. You get it at minus 140. I thought the odds were going to be much higher on that. Minus 140 is a steal. Both of those fights went over that mark. I think it's just an easy bet there. Both these guys are both amazingly tough. They rarely get finished, and when they do, it's later in the rounds. It's late in the fights because they gas out. So if that happens, then yeah, one of these guys might get finished, but it's going to be late. So over 2.5 is my official play here. I will announce a pick on who I want to take DC versus Stipe on Twitter after the weigh-ins. I really think the weigh-ins are a huge factor in this one. If Daniel Cormier comes in looking in shape, ready to go, and looks like he took quarantine getting in shape serious, you take Daniel Cormier. But if he looks out of shape, kind of tubbier, like how he was 250, 260, you gotta take Stipe here. So I think that's important. I will announce it on Twitter. I'll drop the Twitter at it below, so please follow us on Twitter. Like I said, stay frosty, my friends. Okay, for this week's card, we have an amazing two parlays. We have a can't lose parlay and a max value parlay. For missing the last two events, I'm dropping two parlays for you guys. That's the Frosty guarantee. For the can't lose parlay, we have Merab Dvalishvili, Sean O'Malley, over 2.5 on Daniel Cormier versus DC, and also Herbert Burns. If you parlay all four of those fighters, you get yourself plus 330. Those are amazing odds on pretty much locks. Those are my locks of the night. And if you want a max value, take those four fighters I just gave you, add on Daniel Cormier if he looks good at the weigh-ins. I'm going to drop that. So add Daniel Cormier. It's a smaller cage, so I really like DC anyway. So if you want to add him, add Daniel Cormier. And also add Jim Miller. An experienced Jim Miller is always good to be as an underdog on your parlay. So if you throw those two on there as well, Merab Dvalishvili, DC, over 2.5 on DC Stipe, Sean O'Malley, Herbert Burns, and Jim Miller. If you take all 6 of those, you get yourself plus 1,400. You bet $100, you get 1,400 back. That's my max value parlay. If you guys appreciate what I'm doing, again, please drop me a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm back. Remember, I guaranteed I'm here until Gaethje Khabib. Then I might take a little break, but I'm here, baby. We're back, and stay frosty, my boys.